With the latest county hot topics, news, business, and events. It's time for Spotlight on Cumberland County. Now let's join our host, Commissioner Director Douglas A. Albrecht.
Well, good afternoon or good evening, depending when you see this. But I'm joined here with Neil Riley. You want to say your title? Or you
I'm the Director of Public Works and Properties for Cumberland County. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, this is great. Actually, the purpose that we've been doing these kind of discussions about county government to understand people's responsibility and what they do. And if you have an issue, then you know where you have to go to get an answer. So basically, you want to tell some of the things because you touch a lot in the county. So
I do. We do. I'll say that. Yeah. So my department covers the roads, obviously, the stormwater systems, the right-of-ways. We also have the mosquito division, and then I oversee the buildings, all the county buildings. Yeah. So altogether, there's about 100 employees in my department.
Which is that the biggest?
No, I think social services has more, so I'm gunning for it. But yeah.
Yes, you are. So, but it's a department you see all over. It's not just in one building. It's all through the county.
Yeah.
Right?
So the public works side of it, the road division side, we have a department. The main hub is in Bridgeton on Route 49, 800 East Commerce Street, and then we have property down in Port Norris on North Avenue, and then we have one on Sherman Avenue in Vineland.
So easy, like a triangle that you can...
Yeah. Hopefully, if something goes wrong, we can usually respond within a half hour or so of an emergency.
And you also maintain the county's equipment also?
We have, thank you. We have the county motor pool is also at 800 East Commerce Street in Bridgeton.
Which is, for as many different kind of vehicle that we have and the different kind of vehicles we have, you have to adjust and handle all that.
Yeah, so we try to maintain the equipment in the public work division. That's our priority, but we also have just maintenance issues with other department vehicles. So within the county itself, I think there's 400 vehicles that we're trying to wrangle in, but we're still working on it. So.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So. But actually, I think there's some. We're trying to get out of the silent things. We're working to incorporate for your information, the CC Tech to kind of maybe train some people for being technicians. So if the people out there would like to get some training to help our buses to be maintained and also our other vehicles to be maintained.
I think it's great to have some kind of a group effort, and so they can go to school there and get a job right with us. I think it'd be a great idea.
And that's exactly right. They'll have all-job training with our people. We've been trying to encourage that in a lot of facets. Is engineering under you also?
I'm sorry, yeah.
You got a lot of that's why I said it.
Yeah, so we also have the engineering department, our county engineer, Douglas Whitaker, and Yuri Ridgway. We're actually one of I don't know if we're the only county, but I know we're one of the only counties left in New Jersey that still design their own road systems. So we do that all in-house.
And we take advantage of that because it's absolutely, we turn to it when we have a project, and it starts with engineering, and later you're going to hear planning also, but that's involved with the beginning steps, and we do it, like you said, in-house, and we'll probably grow some of that because we need to.
It's interesting you got planning coming, because you really I was surprised how much I interact with planning from the public works side, because they really go hand in hand together, and I work great with Matt and now Melissa Hemple, and he's got Elena Gable on staff, and
we'll be talking about some of those things, in a little bit. But I mean, I'll just say, do you have an idea how many miles of roads we have that you take care of?
So that's a good question. In our department, we have two maps that have all the county roads. One says 521, one says 542. Since Doug and I have been on board, we haven't had time to actually map it all again. Yeah. But so we have about probably 530 road miles, which is one way, and then of course we got right-of-ways on each side, so we have about 1,000 miles of right-of-way that we have to maintain.
And growing, because it could grow any day. We're actually working on a road that, especially in Millville, understands that Nab Avenue extension is going to be starts with engineering
yeah.
moves forward out, and it has to be planning as part of that process. And eventually it'll be yours to take care of when it's done.
Thank you. Yeah,
so
one more.
Yeah. But now, some of the things I just want to point out that we've done recently, the county, the commissioners on board has done that, which is something that seems kind of common sense. I talk about snow removal, and some of the complaints that people say that they would see trucks, and it's not just the county, it would be the cities, that when they get to a certain place, they pull up their plows and they drive to wherever they got to go next, even though they go right down the road. We just recently changed that, right?
We did change that, and it is kind of tricky when you're working with snow because you don't want to plow a road that's just been salted. So there is some logistics to it, but everyone we've talked to throughout the county, the other municipalities, they're all on board for it. And you're right, it doesn't make sense to plow half the road, and pick up your plow, and
just drive down the road.
Everybody needs a snow gun. Just do it.
So I mean, to me, it was actually like, well, that makes, like, we all look like, all right, this makes sense. So let's just do it.
Nobody can go home until it's all clear. So let's just do it together and get it done.
It gets it done. Yeah. So I that was something I guess you guys talked about it. It made sense. So.
Yeah, I think that actually started with Mayor Ken Weldon down in Morris Township, and he reached out. I don't remember if he reached out to you or me first, and we all had a good conversation, and we said, it makes sense.
And actually, I kind of like that we do have a back and forth. That if you see something, and I'm going to give you the next example that. I was invited to the Cumberland County Development Council, which is the western side of our county. It's the townships getting together to pool their resources to work together if they have a common need or something common that they want to work on. And I got to the meeting. It really was the first time I attended a meeting, and they said, we really like the county's help in this because the state has told us that we have to comply with the new
stormwater requirements. Yeah.
And I was like, well, we were happy to help. I don't know if we can, but I did pick up the phone and called you, and you basically said, yeah, we can do that for you. We're actually doing that. We ride by those roads.
Let me help. Yeah.
So we have the street sweepers.
We have a street sweeper. I'm asking for another one next year to help fortify the fleet, and hopefully that'll be something we can do, and we'll be able to help that many more people.
And it's taken a little time for them to grasp what we're doing. Also, not only that, but the documentation, so the state requires that to inform them when it's been cleaned.
Yeah.
Someone has that program.
On my staff and the engineering staff, I got a really smart guy named Chris Gallo, and he developed the app that we use. It's on your mobile phone. That he made the app that our street sweeper uses that it tracks where and when he's been, the street name, and if there's an inlet that needs cleaning, you can document it right there on your phone, and it keeps everything right there.
One of the things I find that Cumberland County is we do things that we somehow figure out how to do it, and it's actually neat. And this is another example that had to be done, and we did it in house. As you see, we do a lot of things in house, which saves money, and we'll continue to do that as much as we can.
Yeah.
And so after that conversation, I went back to them and said, yeah, we can do that.
Yep.
So we adopted a shared service agreement, which townships are still slowly driven in that they understand, the county's doing that. And I'll give a perfect example. I went to a meeting in Commercial Township, and in the meeting, the engineer was asking for money to buy a street sweeper and also to, document, have the paperwork done. Yep. And I didn't say anything out in public because I was like, well, it was a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I told the engineer, and they not heard about it. I said, well, I'm just letting you know, and please contact our solicitor to get the paperwork. And they're signed it up, and it's a good thing. And it's actually Morris River Township. I don't know who else. Fairfield signed.
Yep.
So I mean, this is the things we're trying to work together. And instead of if you tell us that we can do it, we try. And
we do try. Yeah. And you've been great. The liaisons for the department have all been great. I mean, anytime I reach out to you guys, you've been super supportive. So I'd like to thank you for that.
I appreciate that. I also, one other shared service agreement that these are the things we put into place was the idea of trading we are 40 years, maybe a little less than that, I hope, 40 years backlogged in the mosquito cleaning out where the growth where the mosquitoes gather. Yep. And again, it was from Morrisville Township asking that would the county help us, or can we help them? They can help us because we were lacking manpower.
Yeah. They sent over 2 great people, Robin and Eric. We're getting ready to lose them because they've got to transition over to collecting leaves and branches and stuff. It's that time of year. But we've been promised that they'll be back the end of December, beginning of next year, and it's been great. I mean, they come out, they get right into the work, and they do whatever's asked. And North River Township's been huge help to me. So.
And I think Millville also signed up. We still have to clarify some stuff, but Millville signed up.
Yeah, Millville, if you're listening, give me a call. 856-453-2192.
Say that slower. So, but I mean, that's a good thing. Now, I know you guys take care of snow fencing in the fields. Yep. Which is that's being done now?
So snow fencing will start December. It'll be the whole month of December. We get a lot of really bad drifting on the western end of the county. Vineland, as you know, it's more built up and urban. And then the southern district, we get a little bit, but the western end is really where we get hit hard.
And so, I mean, again, the Public Works takes care of that.
Yep. We'll be out especially on the west, the whole month of December. Those guys will be putting out snow fence.
I know we mow a lot.
We mow about 9 months out of the year. So each we have 3 regions. Each region does 4 cycles throughout the mowing season. So if you add it all up, we mow about 2,000 miles a year of grass.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's something. Have you expanded that, or is that like continue? Like you just doing the same thing?
It's continuous. The only thing I've changed is I'm not a fan of purpose-built equipment or a piece of equipment that can only do one thing. So the only thing I'm looking to change and take advantage of is a piece of equipment that can do the job of 2 or 3 pieces of equipment. So right now, like on the western side again, we've got a lot of ditches and hills. So you go out and you mow the flat area, and then you go get another piece of equipment so you can mow the hill. So I'd like to make it one piece of equipment, one pass. Yeah. So
now, what part of the county are you from?
I'm from the western side. I was born and raised in Greenwich, and then my wife and I moved back there 9 years ago.
Okay. So you see, this is perspective from this table. I'm from Violin. Here's the other side, so we get to see different parts. Many members of your team are in different parts of the.
Oh, we're spread out throughout.
Yeah. So I mean, they see the county. They actually take pride in making sure it's done right.
Yes.
Now, if there's an issue, and I'll point out potholes, is there a system in place that people can report?
There is. So the county, if you go to the county website, the reporting system we use is called Q Alerts. You can go on there, and it's not just for potholes. It's for dead animals. It's for a tree down in the road. It's for a traffic light down. It's for anything that could be an obstruction or hazard to the roadway. You can report it there, and then we'll just, depending on if it's during regular working hours, we'll dispatch, and if not, the people over at 911 center will give us a call, and we'll go out and we'll take care of the problem.
I think we're doing our new website update that we're actually have an app to be downloaded that you have it on your phone that you could send messages right away. Yep. I don't know if that's being done already or.
I think it's in the process. It's not something I've seen yet.
It's coming.
It's not ready
what I'm telling.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming shortly, so people can then have it on their phone that this way they're driving, they can report it right away.
Yeah, that would be great. If we could get real-time reporting on stuff like that, that would be super.
Watch what you ask for. So.
That's all right. I'll take it. I don't shy away from work.
I just want to say that we're going to take a break real quick, but I appreciate so far.
Thank you.
I've got some other things we're going to talk about, but and some projects we're working on, but I'll pause for a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Allen Associates is a family-owned and operated full-service agency, managing a broad base of clients in the New Jersey area. Allen Associates has been a leader in health benefits and financial services including health, prescription, life insurance, pension, 401k plans, and estate planning. With more than 60 years of experience and a staff of highly trained and dedicated professionals, Allen Associates is noted for its ability to build strong, long-term relationships with our clients and the communities we serve. Give them a call today at 856-692-2250. Allen Associates, your complete health and financial services, Vineland, New Jersey.
If the time comes, be ready. Learn CPR and join the nation of lifesavers. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as the national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Complete Care has some big news to share with you,
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day.
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or email away. We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network, ready when you are.
With the latest county hot topics, news, business, and events. It's time for Spotlight on Cumberland County. Now let's join our host, Commissioner Director Douglas A. Albrecht.
Hello there. I'm Doug Albrecht, and they announced it, but I'm sitting here with Neil Riley. And Neil, say your title again. And
Director of Public Works and Property for Cumberland County. Thank you again for having me.
No problem. And how long have you been doing this so far?
I don't know the exact date, but November it'll be 2 years.
2 years. So, but you come from a building background, right?
Yeah. So I started out in residential construction, building houses. I transitioned to the Carpenters Union, and then I went from there into construction management, both on the contractor side and then on the owner side. So I've done a little bit of everything.
You did a little bit of everything. And actually, when we first met, I kind of brought you down to we were looking at Southern State at the time. I kind of was tapping your brain because I knew that was your background. He was like looking at me like, oh, no.
Yeah, that was a fun field trip.
Yeah, it was a little far-fetched, but it was good.
That's okay.
So.
That's all right. We'll get it right.
Yeah. Some of the things I know your people work on that because I'm talking about that field trip to the jail, to the prison, Southern State, was that we were looking at our jail, the county jail, but your people work. These are some of the things your people do. They actually, I know right now that we're painting, we're fixing, we're patching, we're cleaning up, plumbing,
HVAC,
which is actually being in that building not just recently is awesome. And we did have some contractors, but really did a great job to kind of bring that facility. It's still bad as far as it's old. Let me say bad. It's old.
It's past its useful life.
So we really worked on it and actually fixed a lot of stuff. And it's really now it's a building that feels right. That was one of the things when I first came on. I was just thrust into my lap, and we have. I don't think there's been a week where we haven't been in the jail doing something work-wise. And we are going to continue to do that. We are going to continue to do it, for the short, medium run, because we do have an idea. I'm excited to hear what's going to happen. I'll just give an example of projects that I did call this morning. The Hansbridge Road. Someone asked me about Hansbridge Road, the paving, and it's a county road, and it's long. It's very long. But I was informed they're actually working on 3 projects in the county at the same time, not just Hansbridge Road. So Hansbridge, hopefully we'll get to that within the next couple of weeks, as long as the weather stays with us. If we get into a cold snap where the asphalt plants stop making asphalt, obviously we'll have to, put it on the back burner until the spring. But yeah, at any given time, especially with the last winter and the projected winter this year, we basically paved all
throughout the year. So we're doing a lot of pavement,
which is good, right?
Yeah.
It's I mean, county-wide, I mean, actually, I've seen a road that's about as narrow as this table, or a little, that's a county road, and I've seen, everyone knows Sherman, the county roads we have, Hansbridge Road, you name some other ones, but a lot of county roads we have that they vary in size, width, and I'm surprised because the road I'm thinking is in Millville to me is a local, but we own it. It's our road and we have to maintain it, which is
Crest Avenue.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought up the narrow roads because our department just re-implemented a program with, and I started we did a road in Upper Deerfield, we did a road in Reeves Road in Bridgeton, and now we're doing Hickman Avenue in Down Township with the help of Mayor Rothman. And basically what we're doing is over the years, the vegetation on the side of the roads kind of grows back over, right? So you got to push it back. But instead of just pushing it back, we're pushing it back and then going another foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, as much as we can where it's stable ground. So not only does the water shed and get to where it's supposed to go faster, but it gives the people using the road a safe place to pull off. If they need, and then while we're there, we're looking around and we're saying, you know what, a lot of these trees need to be pruned back. So we're going in and we're trimming up all the trees as we go.
And that's the equipment you're talking about, right? Yeah. You have the equipment to do that. So.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, like I said, we've been on Hickman Avenue for about a week and a half. So if you get a chance to go down there and take a look at it, it would really get your perspective.
The county's done, we also work with, right now comes to mind, we have a camera truck that the city of Bridgeton has requested use of that truck to save them money.
Yeah.
And we again, we're developing a shared service agreement, which so other cities can use it when they need it, when we don't need it. Yeah. And that's helping them to do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's an expensive piece of equipment. We have it when we need it, which is great, but like you said, we don't use it all the time. So if somebody else can take advantage of it, why not?
And that's what we keep trying to do that. Look outside the box and try to figure what we can help to help our, because in the end, it's the taxpayers that really benefit if we work together.
Yeah.
So I just point that out. Another thing, and I actually, one of the things every once in a while, and I'll give you another example, that we went down to Money Island.
Yeah. Money Island, I'm sure, I don't know if everybody's listening to this, but Money Island has is it a $40 million oyster? Yeah, so, they got a road that needed to be lifted. We were able to go down there and add an extra 3 inches of pavement to it. It's not going to solve the problem, but it helps.
It's a half step because we actually, the Department of Transportation, their director or whatever she came down, and it was funny because she goes, well, we usually have the state official, which Senator Testa was there, and it says, well, we also always have the locals there, and the mayor was there, the mayors were there, and they said, well, where's the county? We're all here. So she was impressed because we were all in the room, and that's the kind of stuff we've been trying to do. That we work all together from top down to tackle a project. And Nab Avenue being the next biggest one that we're working on from the state officials, Senator Testa, the assembly people, all the way down to the mayor, to the city of Millville with their commission, and the county working together to solve a problem. Was, I think 2012 was the time frame of the study was done to do it, and we're actually trying to implement that and get it done. So I see a red light on. I don't know. Anything else jump out at you?
The only thing I will say is we touched briefly on the mosquito division, but people don't realize how many calls we do get to our mosquito division. So I checked the reports. This year alone, we got 1,037 requests for us to come out and spray people's properties.
Okay.
So that's about 250 more than we got last year, and it was 200 more than the year before. So
that's a good thing.
Mosquitoes going up, but please, that's just another reason to go on the website, check out what we have, and use that Q alert system because it does work.
And you respond to it. You actually check it and go out.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you we walked in. I was told we're 30 to 40 years behind in the clearing.
Mm-hmm.
Training our township people to work with us because that's one thing we lack was manpower, not equipment, but manpower.
Yeah.
They're willing to contribute that we can start scraping this again. And then maybe when you go to the southern part of the state, because we are working on the Bay Shore, that it isn't such a mosquito. They'll always be there. The greenheads, the gnats, but it is part of what that we would be able to actually have an area that we wouldn't have to worry about as many mosquitoes because we're actually working to clean the problem up a little bit. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
So
and one more thing before speaking of the mosquito and the 40-year backlog, what I did when I came out, I tried to figure out why it takes so long. And basically, because we're a small workforce, we get done a project and then we don't get back there for 20 or 30 years, and the vegetation grows back. So with the commissioner's help and a little bit of money, we were able to buy equipment. So we're not going to just walk away from those projects anymore. In the following 5 or 7 years, we have equipment now where we can go in and mow the woods. So we're going to maintain those construction roads that we go in on the first time, because right now we spend about 60% of our time on each project just cutting out new vegetation.
And
so
you can stay on top of it.
We can stay on top of it a lot quicker. So we'll be able to get more done with a smaller workforce. I'm not saying I'm not saying we're going to be perfect, but hopefully we'll be able to get to people a lot quicker.
Well, I'm going to give you an example. I had the guy at Cedarville call me. I wish you probably know the name, but I didn't know. So I said, well, I'll come drive out there. And again, he had an issue with our problem, our area. It was actually a growth on an open area next to his house. But I said, well, I'll call. Yeah. Again, the Public Works, they knew exactly what he was talking about.
Mr. Woody. Mr. Woody. Yeah, great guy.
And you proceeded to get out there, and he was very happy what you guys did. Yeah. But I said, instead of getting angry, let us know. Yeah. And you were like, oh, yeah, I'll take care of that. So
we're not perfect. Believe me, we will come out. We love to help people. And if we don't get it right, just call me, let me know, and we'll come out and fix it.
Yeah, and it just, you can see the work was done because I drive by there a lot, so you see what can be done.
Yeah.
I want to mention that the bypass that we put in, that was done in-house, mostly in-house, which was a tough thing because it's not normal, and that the bypasses between Bridgeton and the lower townships. The culvert fell down, the road cap front.
Yeah.
And I think we got all the permits so we could actually start.
We're waiting on one more permit from the Army Corps of Engineers, I believe, but we think we'll have that shortly. And then, we've got the money set aside, so as soon as we get that permit, we'll put it out for bid and we'll get to work on it.
And that was actually our first project we did was the bypass, but the goal was always to finish it, to actually do the road, do it right, and we're going to do that.
We're going to do it. We're going to put it back the way it was when we're done, and hopefully nobody will even know we were there.
I like that. I'll say I believe that the neighborhood, because I have a customer back there, the neighborhood actually was felt at more at ease because there wasn't traffic going by 70 miles an hour through the middle of town, of their neighborhood, and it seemed like people were, you could actually talk to your neighbor because you could hear them. So I said that to the mayor, and he says, let's get it done. I said, no problem, get it done.
Yeah, so, that's above my pay grade.
I'm just letting you know that because I noticed things like that you just said something. But, I just want to say I appreciate it. I don't know where our time is, but this is just a touch on it. We're just touching the surface.
Oh, yeah.
And if you do want to contact me, they can always get a hold of you. The phone number is...
856-453-2192.
And you can do it at the Q...
county website, www.cumberlandcounty.com, I believe, right? Yeah. And then just It's called Q-Alert.
QR, and this way and it's gonna eventually, it's coming that it'll be, you can download the app and you'll be able to do it on your phone, anywhere, and we do appreciate it because we can react better.
Correct.
So,
yeah, and then it'll be easier to track too.
It'll be easier to track.
Yeah, so we can see where we're spending the people's money and
we can adjust. So, so I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. And,
thank you, Director.
Appreciate it.
It's been fun.
Bill Riley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Allen Associates is a family-owned and operated full-service agency, managing a broad base of clients in the New Jersey area. Allen Associates has been a leader in health benefits and financial services including health, prescription, life insurance, pension, 401k plans, and estate planning. With more than 60 years of experience and a staff of highly trained and dedicated professionals, Allen Associates is noted for its ability to build strong, long-term relationships with our clients and the communities we serve. Give them a call today at 856-692-2250. Allen Associates, your complete health and financial services, Vineland, New Jersey.
If the time comes, be ready. Learn CPR and join the nation of lifesavers. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. CPR saved my life. I teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Complete Care has some big news to share with you,
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day.
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or email away. We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here, and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
With the latest county hot topics, news, business, and events. It's time for Spotlight on Cumberland County. Now let's join our host, Commissioner Director Douglas A. Albrecht.
Well, we're continuing now. This is actually, it's great to have the two I'm going to introduce here, Matt Pisarski.
Pisarski.
I always say Pisarski. So, and your title?
I'm the County Planning Director and Department Head for Planning, Tourism, and Community Affairs.
And you see there's a lot there. And Melissa Hemple?
Hi, I'm also in Matt's department, and I'm the program coordinator.
Okay, so and there's a reason why the two are here, but actually, again, we're trying to introduce sections of the county that really, and I'll say this, and I say it over and over again, planning is kind of the middle of everything, the hub of everything that happens in Cumberland County, and we're just talking about a statistic you were going to tell us, but we'll wait for a second.
Okay.
But it's how important you don't know, because we stuck you in the woods, so you're kind of been off to the side, but even when it was in the administration building, you were kind of like, everybody went to planning. Here's, all right, we got to have Matt look at that. We have to have Matt look at this. And your staff. And now we've kind of moved you to the 4-H building out in Rose and Heath and on Morton Avenue. And that's to give you more space and grow, because that's why Melissa's here. We're going to grow. We're going to take another step forward. So, with that said, you want to tell me what you're up to right now, and what plan? Well, actually, tell me what planning does, so they understand. I'm kind of giving them a hint. But.
Sure. So planning handles any site development for commercial or industrial use or large residential. has to come for county approval, as well as any subdivision within the county. So that's on the development side, but we also handle all the preservation efforts that happen in the county. So farmland preservation works through our department, open space preservation partnerships work through our department, parks development works through our department. And then we handle cultural and heritage, tourism, recreation. We now, being out there at Morton Avenue, we have 4-H and ag services. So we kind of have a touch in many ways. Yep.
Since we've been there, since I've been there 4 years now, but since we part of the commission that we've had delegated to you some major projects that I know, and I'll rattle them off. Nab Avenue you're going to be involved with, along with engineering. We've looked at, I mentioned that earlier with Neil Riley, the bypass, which you were not planning so much, but the next phase, reality, the understanding how important that bypass, I think you're involved with that. Out of that, we were talking about the Comanche, I mean, it's had a discussion, the Comanche Greenway, which is to take advantage that the people in that neighborhood felt maybe they were actually not important, but they're very important. As you reinforced to me, say, wait, they're in the middle of everything that we're doing. We also, we just recently, actually, before I go on, do you want to tell like what we're talking about, the Morris River?
Sure. So one of the things, and I didn't mention in my first list, right, is any planning. So planning really is looking at the needs of the community, where we are and where we want to go. And you can have a variety of planning documents that respond to that interest and those needs. And so those are worked on all the time. Right now we have the Morris River Corridor Study, which we're partnering with the South Jersey Transportation Planning Organization to look at the Morris River Corridor, look at transportation, look at recreation, look at tourism anchor institutions. What can we do moving forward to improve the quality of life for the people in the corridor and to attract visitors? When you mentioned the bypass in Southeast Gateway neighborhood of Bridgeton, we just completed a study that looked at once that Rocaps Run culvert is replaced and you have that renewed traffic, what can we do in that neighborhood to respond to their needs as far as speed and safety and livability within that community? And so we're constantly looking at different projects like that.
And I was mentioning to you that neighborhood I feel is a very because it's quiet. You know, have 70-mile-an-hour traffic going through. That's something you're going to look at after it's done because everybody wants to complete it. But that's qualities that I like, and I'm sure you guys in the neighborhood like to have a quiet neighborhood that you're living in, that you enjoy your neighbors, you get a chance to talk with them, you don't fear your kids running in the road will have an issue. So I know you're looking at that. When we started talking about that side, you mentioned that you're already looking at the traffic lights on 49 to make sure that they coincide that people can walk from that up to the center city of Bridgeton, and eventually the zoo, and eventually maybe down towards Hopewell, going around the Hopewell. So even the other side of Fairfield being involved with it. I don't want to dwell on that because we're kind of that's actually a little of the distance. We have to have more projects that are closer. I mean, in the city that we're actually working. That's not so much your part of it yet, but you will be. Is the Nab Avenue extension, which you're very familiar with, it is the top economic development project in the county. We're just basically, and I'm very proud that Cumberland County, it was originally told us 3 to 5 years, and because we're working as a team, we've kind of shrunk that time down a little bit to get it done, because we all agree that it needs to be done. It's just that now we have to get it done, and we're trying to shorten working it through the state officials all the way down to county and local and to our planning department. So,
which is one of the great things about Cumberland County that I've always loved is how we work so closely together to get things done. That, and I know that developers and interests that come into the county, they appreciate that as well. That they can, it's like a one-stop shop. that we are working with the city of Millville and with the state senator's office to make sure that this project is everyone's priority and we're all working towards the same goal. And that was really, that Nab Avenue project is a definite immediate need. I mean, you have all this development happening around the airport in the southern portion of Millville, and everyone who goes through Millville knows that you've got some traffic issues in the middle of town. And so the Nab Avenue extension is a way that we can address the needs of the center of town and reduce some of that traffic congestion, and also provide the access to Route 55 that the developers need in the southern portion of the city.
So the quality of life could go up in the middle of town if they don't have the traffic.
Exactly, not directly just around where we're doing the work, but collectively in Millville.
See, and that's we're looking at that because the western side of the Morse River, the western bank of the Morse River is very important, and that's where a lot of people live in this county, is this area. So, listen, I don't mean to do it. We're going to chime in here.
I'm sure I'll get my turn.
Yes, and part of this, actually one of the things that our commission has kind of pushed for is that we have believed that parks are a very important feature. We do not have a park system in this county, and many people say, well, why do we need it? You know, but the reason why, and this is very basic, that companies that look at areas to invest in look at where their employees can to stay fit, that they have quality of life again, and they look at the parks. What does the county or the cities provide in parks? And there's a lot of city parks. Not that they do a great job. This is more broad and bigger, and we have. I found out we had 2 parks at one time. The Middle Park, which is the fairgrounds, and everybody knows about the fairgrounds. We because of the fair that we have. It's the oldest in the state, right? The oldest.
I believe so.
The oldest in the state. We have every year. And they do a great job, and we've been working on that facility. But we see bigger things and better things. Here's a little postage stamp thing that we cleaned up one year in Bridgeton, which was nice. But the fairgrounds, we have gotten money to expand over 170 acres. Is that 100 to the northwest side or southwest side of the fairgrounds? But we were getting into a lot of issues, and we see this coming. And I thought before we really, because you do so much stuff, your staff does so much, I thought we needed someone to kind of concentrate on putting this together, to be prepared that when people want to rent a facility or our parks, or we needed coordination. And that's where we did a search. Yeah. and you're a local person, right?
Yes, I'm born and raised here in Cumberland County, Bridgeton and Upper Deerfield.
And what's your background?
I was in education for a while, and then Parks and Recreation here in the county, also with the zoo in Bridgeton for quite a number of years. And now I'm just happy to be joining on the county level. So it's organizing the park system and expanding it, and hopefully getting some innovative aspects to it, so it'll be nice.
One thing that just because we have a park system doesn't mean it can't support itself, and that's actually one of the things. Mercer County, we had a person come down to speak with a group one time, and they do a heck of a job supporting themselves by just developing things that people want and need, and they've developed a great park system that I would love to kind of, not that we have to copy them, but understand the economics that it can support itself. And that's the reason why you're here also, that you understand that. And so we're gonna kind of keep pushing it. Yeah. I say to everybody, we're taking a half step. We're not even at a full step yet.
Yeah.
But
well, the promotions of what we have now, is part of the job as well. And we're actually really lucky to have the fairgrounds, and being able to upgrade it, and it's actually really a nice area, and to expand it is even better. And hopefully, everybody sees those improvements this coming year.
I I think they've been seeing it. I think it's only going to get better.
It's going to get a lot of positive comments.
Absolutely positive. So, and we deal was a part of that how it was done, and we're going to continue to keep that going. And with the trails that we were talking about, there's been studies done. We're going to take what we need. It's going to be done in-house, which is another thing. But, a dog park we've been talking about as part of it, and it's very Violent has one. It's very popular. It's something that people have asked for. Just trails in general. It could be bike trails. It could be. I found out in one of our meetings, we always talk about, we've been very big on working outside silos, and I know you guys do that all the time. You talk to people all over. The idea that the city of Millville has been talking for ages about bike trails to Union Lake, which touches right up to the middle park, and we'd like to take advantage of that. Is there anything you want to talk about that right on the horizon at all, that you have anything you're working on that jumps out? Go ahead.
Well, we're actually working on in a timely fashion some grant funding to upgrade the grandstands with a press box and everything at the fairground site, which is greatly needed.
Yes, it
is. That's the immediate one for right now.
ADA compliant.
Oh
right?
yeah, of course. The whole press box, even. Yep, the whole 9 yards. So, and we're obviously working with the Fair Association and 4-H and trying to get input from everybody that uses the property currently. So.
And that's important because they've been there.
Yeah.
They've always been there. They've done their part. They've maintained the facility over time. Now we're actually doing it ourselves. But they're the ones that take the time to still help go out there because they know it's important. So
and some of the open space too is it does take careful effort. So when we talk about the trail system on the opposite side of Marias from the fairgrounds, we have grant funding to do that. And the first step in that the state requires is a preliminary assessment to make sure that the property is safe and that there aren't any contaminants. And so we've been going through that process. We have that report now. And they did find an area of concern, which this is relatively new to me. It's interesting to go through this process. Back in the 30s to the 60s, there was an orchard, which you think, all right, that's an agricultural use, but state requires any orchard locations, historic orchards, to have soil testing done to make sure there are no historic pesticide contaminants. Okay. And so now we're in the process of doing the soil testing, and it's all information that's important to know because it could impact the design of the trail system.
This is where planning comes in that has patience, a lot more patience than I do, because it has to be done. It's regulation, and it takes time because it has to go through the hoops. We press a lot. We try to cut out what we can, but there's some things that just have to be done. And your department is kind of charged with that, and you get the brunt of it when I ask, and commissioners ask, like, well, what's going on? What do we do? But it just hurdles have to be done. But eventually we get over those hurdles, and we proceed. You've informed me several times recently we've had available funding to expand our system, which we will. But we're going to keep track, and we're going to stay on track, and we're going to do this area. We're going to make this area the best it can be, and basically just keep striving to make, because this is a long-term process. That's why you're developing the language right now, how we're going to do this.
Yep.
I don't know. I saw the light on, so all right, we're going to take a break. That's our thought. So we're going to take a break, and we'll come back, and you're going to say maybe some numbers. People get a hold of these also. So thank you.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community. Local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Allen Associates is a family-owned and operated full-service agency, managing a broad base of clients in the New Jersey area. Allen Associates has been a leader in health benefits and financial services including health, prescription, life insurance, pension, 401k plans, and estate planning. With more than 60 years of experience and a staff of highly trained and dedicated professionals, Allen Associates is noted for its ability to build strong, long-term relationships with our clients and the communities we serve. Give them a call today at 856-692-2250. Allen Associates, your complete health and financial services, Vineland, New Jersey.
If the time comes, be ready. Learn CPR and join the nation of lifesavers. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. CPR saved my life. I teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Complete Care has some big news to share with you,
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day.
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or email away. We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network, ready when you are.
With the latest county hot topics, news, business, and events. It's time for Spotlight on Cumberland County. Now let's join our host, Commissioner Director Douglas A. Albrecht.
Doug Albrecht here, and I'm sitting here with Matt Pisarski.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your name again? And Melissa Hemple. And you want to say your title again?
I am the County Planning Director and Department Head for Planning, Tourism, and Community Affairs.
And I am the Program Coordinator for his department.
And we're talking about the planning department and things they're involved with, and basically they're involved with everything that the county touches. Basically, you have a hand in somewhere, small or big, but you have a hand in there. And actually, we were talking about things during the break that we haven't really touched on. Let's see, you want to get into something we got through, and we're going to.
Yes, we're in the intro phases of developing a all-inclusive playground at the library, and it will be like a Jake's Place, and that'll be located right in front of the library with some additional parking, and that would be funded through a grant.
I'll just say, because the library is ecstatic.
Yes, they're going to have a hand in it too.
They're going to take what's being built, which is a pretty awesome thing, and allowing people, the kids or whoever wants to play, that have things in a regular park that don't really help them and to participate, but they're going to put themes, storytelling to basically lead people to basically that the libraries be part of, and they're going to change that up like every quarter, so that the people, the parents, or sitting on the sidelines, or kids, they have something to do also. So it's really an accomplishing part of the park, if I said that right, and we're very proud of that. We go through it because we talk about it in many places, but we go through it because we're used to it. But I don't know if everybody knows, and I'm glad we're introducing it again. That's so important. So.
And it's definitely in an area that doesn't have that type of playground or anything like that the public can go to and enjoy. So.
It's at the county library, which is on Route 49. It's on Commerce Street, it's called, I guess, and I don't know exactly the address, but the old county complex where the county library is, and it's so what's the time frame?
So the state is still working on the grant agreement. It was I went back and looked, and I can't believe it was this year that we had the public hearing back in February.
That's good.
In front of the commissioners, and it was a grant opportunity the state had provided. It was a new mandate by the state. They want fully accessible playgrounds in every county in New Jersey. It was open to counties, and it was a quick turnaround, as is That's our most grants, right? And but we all worked together and got it in, and we actually received the highest award that they were able to give. There were a few other counties that received it, but $1 million dedicated to development of that playground.
And again, planning sent it to us, got it rolling, and has pulled it together, which is impressive. And I'm glad the time goes by, so it's kind of nice to be reminded that
we
all
this year.
Stuff. Yeah, so
all this year.
It's good. Is there other projects we're doing? You were actually I forgot we talked about development, and over again, it's nice to sit down and you have a chance to talk. That we are what level right now of development?
So we have we are approaching 2 million square feet of building approvals for commercial, multi-residential, and industrial facilities just this year in Cumberland County, and we have not seen those numbers since the 2008 crash. So we thought back in 2021 we had very high numbers, and we thought that was maybe an anomaly because of COVID the previous year. It was maybe 2 years in 1 year. But since 2021, we've been seeing consistently high numbers. And now in 2023, we're at another place where we've exceeded all the application numbers and square footage since 2008.
You know, I'll just say how that translates. If you increase ratables, it spreads the burden of taxes across a greater amount, and commercial is perfect. And this is, and you said residential a little bit too. This is great news, and it bodes well for Cumberland County in general because we're being very proactive. We're being smart. We have a lot of things we have going for us, including our land and our labor, but we're not doing it haphazard. We're trying to be planning, which is why we're here, and we're trying to do it right. And according to, and I'll not just say all Cumberland County, but also the municipalities, their planning is trying to do it right. That we don't squander resources because once it's gone, and that's the idea. Back to parks, and we make sure we have things set aside that fit into what we're doing, but that is really, really good news. And we're not done. That's what all the other projects we're trying to push through. So
that doesn't count the meetings, or the rumors we've heard of new development coming in that we'll see next year. So there's just a lot going on.
And I'll say we're sitting in the city of Millville, who's being with the not so new commissioners anymore, have been very tackled problems, have identified, have worked together to see the development could happen, and that's what got us involved with Nav Avenue, the phone call, working with the airport. They've been very, they've reached out, had conversations who haven't been held in years with the Delaware River Bay Authority to talk, to make sure they're on the same page. We have the county has been pushing sewer and water development, which is, as I was told, from I'll say the date, but it's almost 40 years ago that there was talk that how bad a problem needed to be tackled, and the health department has identified it, and let's tackle it. And that we've met with the state officials to do that. And I say that on this part, but eventually it's going to come over to this side to tackle that. But we are. That's that. We're not ignoring anything. We're pushing forward, and that's why we started out with these studies of the Morse River corridor, the Comanche River corridor. That how important it is. We've even thrown at the commission meetings, which we will, as we get our legs under us, talked about the southern point, which is the East Point Lighthouse, that it could be a county park. But I know there are other things we've identified, and we'll stay tuned because it's coming sooner or later. More space that we've identified in the county is available for. It'll be a different park than the middle park. We'll leave that go. We're not going to say. So
we'll be quiet.
We'll be quiet for now. So, but we are looking to develop. So be wary, be attentive, because that's going to be something a big thing with Cumberland County to announce. Is there another thing that I haven't touched on? Anything else that stands out to you, or?
Well, we're working constantly on building tourism to the county, and we work. One of the things that we try to do is work so closely with the municipalities, and we have such good working relationships, really all of them. And what I've been doing is, and what staff and our department has been doing, is try to attend the planning board meetings at the municipal level to provide that interaction. So if they have questions on the fly, they can ask the county. And it's been so interesting to go to these meetings. I was just at the Bridgeton Planning Board last week, and some of the things coming down the pike that a redevelopment plan in the city of Bridgeton for a sports complex that will be an amazing addition to the county, including hotel facilities, and so it's so important that we all work together to make these things happen and to support each other. And I just see that happening so much in Cumberland County right now. It's really exciting.
I'm going to say, I love attending, when I can, township meetings, because you do learn. I learned so much by just listening. It's actually, and it's right there. It's grassroots, and you kind of get an idea of what people are concerned with. And so when you're talking to the city officials and the planning officials, you already know. I heard what's going on. You're on the same page. And I'm very happy to hear that. I did not know that you do that, which to me is impressive because it takes time. It takes a lot of time. But it also shortens the understanding period of why it has to be done or what we're doing. So I'm sure you're going to face the same thing. And it starts at the top and works its way down. So it rubs off the people who want to be put.
Well, the great thing about Matt's department with planning is that he runs his department like a team. So everybody kind of helps each other.
We just had a meeting this morning. We try to have a meeting every week where we sit down and we just go over what each of us are working on, so that if there is,
we can help. And
exactly,
really
if there's experience that someone else can provide, they step in and help out. And it really is a team effort, and it's so good to have Melissa on board.
Well, thanks.
To be able to help with that.
You want to mention Omari, because people know Omari is everywhere. So I say bus driver, but that's an understatement because he's everywhere.
Much more than that.
He's involved with the tourism, which is so people rely on Omari because he directs it. He's on top of stuff. He's highlighted things we're doing. I can't say enough about him. And then you have Elaine, she's
Elena Gable is our relatively new assistant planning director, and she's hit the ground running. And things we didn't even mention today would be the amount of block grant programming support that comes through the county, that comes through our department, that are re-grants to nonprofits in the arts and history, in tourism and marketing. If there is a nonprofit out there in Cumberland County that is not involved in partnering with the county, they should really reach out to us, because
give a number. Why don't you give a number?
It's 856-453-2175, and give us a call. And if there's something that we can do, we absolutely will.
And our website should also highlight that.
So that's again something else. So we handle a lot of the marketing. We have Explore Cumberland, which is a Facebook, Instagram, and a website. And if you go on there and follow us, you can see everything that's happening. We have a calendar of events, updated daily for every activity that's happening in Cumberland County.
Isn't there, which I'm really psyched about, Race Through Time, is that starting, or is that in the middle?
I hope so. I like that event.
Yeah, that was partnered through Vineland Historical Society, and I think they have an intent to do that again, which would be awesome.
So I actually, one of the things about the historic societies that they're working together to Race Through Time, that you actually go and visit our historic treasures through the county. So please keep that in mind and do it, because it's a neat. You're actually being you have a passport. You basically get it stamped, and you run and you see the different areas and different things, the treasures we have in this county that people they go elsewhere to see, and we have them right in our backyard. So Go ahead.
It is a great event. Plus,
Yeah.
we had a meeting last week with state representatives. Next year marks the 250th anniversary of the Greenwich tea burning. And so we're going to Cumberland County will be the launch of the statewide 250th celebration of the War for Independence and everything that was associated with that. And so I think they want to launch it in Cumberland and around the tea burning. And so we've been talking to them about programming for next year, and there's something happening all the time.
Don't they have because I remember when I was little that Mom would brought us that isn't there like a plaque there that wherever
there's a huge granite monument.
Right? I knew there was something that's how I learned that we were doing it there. But Boston, so but our historic center or Greenwich is where actually a lot of our historic sites are. Not all of them, because Violet has the historic site, which is I think either the oldest estate or second oldest. It may be the oldest in the state dedicated, and but they have out there they have several buildings that demonstrate several areas of interest in historic and collections. Big collections of different areas that this county's focused in on. All right, I guess we got the red light, so we're going to focus. But again, I thank you for coming out.
Thank
we
you.
untouched pieces, and I hope people get a sense of what this department does and how much they're involved with. And if you have something, please look back and listen. Please, if you have ideas, we might probably eventually need a board to kind of oversight, advisors. We need advisors now, different things. Please jump in if you think that you heard something that's worthwhile. So,
absolutely.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
This has been a QBC television production in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22 and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.